There you go.
Hi, my name's Doug Lutze. Actually, my full name is William Douglas Lutze, but I go by Doug, my middle name. I've worked for CBOE for about 13 years now. Started on the trading floor as a price reporter and a book clerk in the OEX, and applied for some jobs upstairs and moved into the Investor Services Department of CBOE, which was a job that assisted brokers and investors in educating them on options. Then the Internet Marketing Department opened up. Hard to believe I've been here since the beginning of the Internet at CBOE, but I have. And I moved over to Internet Marketing, and from there I just worked my way up a bit in Internet Marketing, and I'm currently a director in Internet Marketing. And I, like Pamela, we wear a lot of hats in our department. One of my main responsibilities is project management, basically to oversee the operations of the website in general. And moving along to personal, I tend to think of myself as left-brained and right-brained. I'm very structured and methodical in the way that I think. However, I also really enjoy music. I like playing musical instruments, horseback riding, traveling, things like that. So, kind of, I don't know, I guess I'm somewhat of a well-rounded individual when it comes to that. Presentational situations I've had in the past have been both in college and at work. I've only had one or two at work, just a presentation to give to numerous brokerage firm contacts for the Options Institute. And in school, I graduated from Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, College of Communications. So I've done this before, and I've had a lot of practice in it. It's just been about 15 years since I last did it. So I'm a little rusty, but that's my previous situation with presentations. And the purpose of my taking this class right now is to give presentations to upper management and to our department, as the case may be, regarding the operations of the website, and to educate various staff on what CBOE.com is all about, the websites we support, and how they can contribute to the expansion of the website and success of the website in general. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
Does everybody remember how they got their first job? I recall how I got my first job, and it was about 12 or 13 years ago. I consider CBOE to be the first place where I got my real first job. And today I'll be going over the steps, 3 of the steps that it took for me to obtain my first job. First step was making contacts. I networked with people in my family and lots of friends that I had, and got some leads of some businesses downtown that might be hiring. Ultimately, I wound up speaking with my Aunt Sandy, is her name, and she turned me on to the brokerage firm in investment field. So she gave me some leads to various different brokerage firms that have residence in downtown Chicago. And although I took her up on her leads, I started the second phase of getting my first job, which was going to the library and doing some research. Went to the library, got a somewhat of a phone book type of resource that listed brokerage firms and exchanges around the United States. And I looked up Chicago and found quite a few firms that are located in Chicago, and wrote down all the phone numbers and contact information and brought it all home, and which led into the third phase of finding my new job, first job, which was preparing the resume and putting it all together, bringing various resumes to the post office and sending them out. I went ahead and sent them out, and within about 2 weeks, I got my first call came from CBOE, and they had me come in for an interview. And the interview process took a few tests, and they called me back within about 2 days and said they had extended me a position, and I accepted the position, came out and began working for CBOE. So I'd imagine everybody has a different experience with how they got their first job, but I would assume that it was probably similar in that there's a few steps that everybody had to take in order to obtain that job, and those are the steps that I took to obtain my first job.
All right, excellent. Thank you. So did he use point, reason, example, point?
My name is Doug Lucy, and I'm passionate about maintaining a good work ethic. A good work ethic to me involves being totally dedicated to your job. It means being loyal to your boss, your company, and doing all of the other necessary things that it takes to get the job done and to follow through, and as well as a myriad of other positive aspects that can benefit the company. I think you can see why, as you carry out those types of duties and responsibilities in your job, that it would be crucial to the profitability and revenue generating capabilities of the company. And that's why I'm passionate about maintaining a good work ethic.
Thank you. Good job. Concise and clear as you can. I wonder if I can move this table.
I'm going to use it at the end. I wonder if that would go back here. Since I actually did break my camera yesterday when I dropped it. So I'm going to be more careful.
Okay, set up, and we're ready.
So who are we, Doug?
You are CBOE department heads in presentational format. I now choose to use the PREP formula effectively, and my nervousness is probably around 3 to 5 right now. Pretty low because I feel ill-prepared, and this ought to be more fun and interesting than anything else, I guess.
All right. Actually, it's a very good place to be, 3 to 5. You don't want to be too much lower than 3, then you're in bed.
That has nothing to do with how well I'm doing. Welcome, CBOE department heads. My name is Doug Lucy, and I work for CBOE's Internet Marketing Department. Is everybody familiar with CBOE.com? Okay. Well, how would everybody like to make their own contribution in the way of content to the website to maximize the profitability potential for the exchange and to look good to your bosses? Sound good?
Yes. Let's respond.
I think it was so good. So today I'm going to familiarize you with the various sections of the website. Also going to talk to you about who to contact for what. You need to reach CBOE staff. And I'm also going to go over how you can use the CBOE content management system to contribute content to the website. We'll start with the section overview. This is a semi-unprofessional visual chart of the website homepage. We're not going to be getting too in-depth into it, so just the homepage should work for this presentation. We've got about 7 different sections. Briefly, we have a My CBOE section of the website, and this is where you can register for free for CBOE.com, and you can log in and use some services that CBOE offers, a portfolio tracking system, among other things. We have a trading tools area where you can come in and use different interactive tools that we have, like a margin calculator and the options toolbox and other programs that you can download or use online that help investors understand options. There's also an About CBOE section, and this section will familiarize you with different initiatives of the exchange. You'll also find other informational areas about the exchange, such as press releases and information circulars there. quote section where we have premium quote services and delay quote services. Both staff and investors and customers alike like to use the quote system. It's a good resource. We have a product section which gives a product overview of all CBOE's index options and equity option products, structured products, exchange traded funds, and other upcoming information on other upcoming CBOE products. We have an institutional section for our institutional firms and customers. It's a section that's primarily not necessarily in the retail marketing area, but you might find some of the information there interesting too. There's also information that is shared across some of the other sections within the institutional section as well. And we also have an education section, which is perhaps the strongest area of our website, the beefiest area, if you will. And in the education section, there's basically, you can pretty much find out anything about options. You can take tests, quizzes. There'll be information there for brokerage firms, retail investors, and a lot of information that will help staff understand more about CBOE's operations. So, right here is the contact link on CBOE's homepage. I'd like to tell you, identify this because it's important that in order for you to provide feedback to the exchange or to know who you should contact under what scenarios, this is where you go. Basically, behind this link, there'll be a drop-down menu that will break down the various types of questions that you might have. You fill out the form, you submit it, and it automatically goes to the appropriate CBOE staff. They usually get back with you within 1 to 2 business days. This is also a way to get in touch with the CBOE Internet Marketing Department. It's under website support, and if you submit requests pertaining to the site, that's where you go to do it, and feedback is always encouraged regarding the website. So, how can you contribute? You can contribute by, if you have information that you need to publish to CBOE.com that might be helpful to brokers or investors or staff alike, you can submit a request to CBOE's Internet Marketing Department through the contact form, and what we will do is be able to teach you how to take the information that you might have prepared that you need to upload to the site in Word format, convert it to a simple PDF document, and go ahead and upload it through the content management system, and it will appear under the appropriate section that you specify on the website. And that's a brief overview of the site. Now you're familiar with the website and what some of our objectives are as internet marketing, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Big hand. Hey, now, I'll try.
First, I'll talk a little bit about some of the things. I thought overall it was very informative and a very, very good presentation. But I want to highlight some of the things that I thought that maybe there could be a little bit of improvement on. One of the things was the body language. And there was a time, there were some stances which almost seemed a little too relaxed, or even kind of the body language where the head kind of tilted, but almost where, even if it was unintentional, almost seemed like you were bored to be up there. Okay. It'll get better. The feedback. Movement and use of space. So you kind of stood in the same position the entire time, and maybe there could have been an opportunity to kind of move to the other side of your visual aid, even, with a pointer or stick or something, just to kind of get a little movement out of there. And also there were some issues with it becoming monotone at certain points. Although when you changed the different parts, you could see that you had prepared the prep, in your presentation. But as you went from the different PREP, then your tone kind of changed. But as you were in each one, it began to be monotone, almost where it could lose someone's attention depending on how long the presentation was. Getting to the positive, I thought that you showed that you had a lot of credibility. You were very believable. You seemed like you were very professional. You knew what you were talking about. You were very familiar with the content on the site. And I also liked the fact that you showed how this was going to be relevant to them. And then at the very end in your summary statement, again, allowing them to say, this can be relevant for you, how can we help you, you know, please give us feedback. And then finally, I thought that the main ideas were very easy to follow, it was very structured.
Well given, and know that giving feedback is another type of presentation, isn't it? And when the person is receiving, he did it very graciously, the person is not allowed to comment because they're receiving. When you're commenting, you're just taking in. And so you just receive and say thank you. You don't need to judge it. Very nicely done for a great first example. Doug, I agreed with before, the tool I think you could use for body language is straighten it up. Just straighten it. Yes. And just think of being balanced equally on both feet, just like you would if you were playing a sport. In order to move in all directions, if you play golf, you start out very balanced and then you go into your swing. So that gives you just that little bit of change.
Yeah, I tend to do this.
Yes,
This sort of
you
thing.
tended to be unbalanced,
Right.
and balanced is stronger and more powerful. I would suggest you had a purpose statement, but you didn't have a grabber. And literally the grabber is the first thing out of our mouths. I'm saying this for everybody. So the grabber was your question. Would you, blah, 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 enjoy this? And then I'm Doug, and I'm here today to talk to you about. So switch the purpose and the grabber. Grabbers first, then, because again, we don't care how much you know or who you are until we know that you care. So first you have to establish that little credibility by letting us know what's in it for us. Well organized. I thought you did a really nice job with, as Pamela said, the prep formula. And good use of the visual. Isn't this funny? Even that visual, which is very primitive, and I know you're using a computer, but even that visual was helpful, wasn't it?
Yes.
You captured the key idea with that visual. And I think you have a very nice demeanor, pleasant demeanor, easy to listen to. Agree again with Pamela that you want to increase your vocal variety. Read aloud as fast as you can. Spend 30 seconds a day and that will improve your vocal variety. Also, I said a few fillers. So again, it's pause to eliminate fillers. A key, I forgot to mention this earlier, if you're hearing a lot of fillers from yourself, change your voicemail every day for a month.
Okay.
That works. Because what do you do when you change your voicemail? You have to listen to it about 3 or 5 times before you're happy with it. So that really helps. Good job. Thanks for being our first.